Take a little trip with me and hopefully you can see how the hood, suburbs, and Main Street are all connected. Enough respect, we network across the globe, cause it's a global market in case you didn't know. And since we all about information flow, let me be the first one to welcome you to Tech Zone with Paul Amadeus Lane. Let's talk tech, cause technology changing the game. It's all good in the hood, it's everywhere. Now let's get to the show, cause we live on air, yeah.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the Tech Zone. I am your czar of technology, Paul Amadeus Lane. So happy that you decided to join me. Got some great guests, great content. Coming up in our last segment of the show, we're going to talk about cybersecurity. We know cybersecurity is on everyone's mind out there. You'll be shocked at the cybersecurity report that retailers got. So you don't want to miss that. Coming up in our third segment. Return guest will be joining me. San Kazome from Securities Scorecard will be joining me, talking about the report that they did on how the retail industry is doing with your information. Yes, we're going to talk to him about that. Coming up in our second segment, we're going to play an interview that we did during CES 2017 with Star Ackerman from IK Media. Talk about some of the great innovation that they're doing for musicians, for filmmakers, for journalists out there. And there may be a piece of innovation that you can use if you do that stuff for a hobby. And in our first segment, we're going to be joined by one of our great friends when it comes to health and fitness, Veronica Bosgraaf. But before we start our show, just want to remind everyone, please, go to my website, paulonwheels.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. For you listening on radio, if you want to see some of the video content that we do during the show, some of the guests, see how the guests look, see how I look, you can Paul Amadeus Lane. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Connect with us. We are so happy. We're almost 9,000 subscribers strong on our YouTube channel. So keep up the great work. Thank you so much for the support. We all know when it comes to the beginning of the year, we all have, I guess, the goal of trying to get healthy. What happens? Why can't we continue to stay on that? Well, our next guest is going to tell us why and how we can do that. And joining me right now is author, business owner, fitness enthusiast extraordinaire, my great friend, Veronica Bosgraaf. Veronica, how you doing, my dear?
Hi, I'm great. Great to be back. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty.
Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. I'm doing pretty good. Veronica, it's always, when you transition to another year, there's always something you have to get started with, and I'm just trying to get started and get healthy, Veronica, because you live a very busy lifestyle.
Ready to have goals.
Absolutely. So we got to make sure that we get those goals together. So, Veronica, some of the problems that we see existing today, especially when a new year comes along, everyone looks at that as a starting point, and they're like, I want to start off my lifestyle getting healthier. Why do we seem to fail about 3 to 2 weeks in and hit the reset button?
Well, I think we're all human, right? And so we put these constraints against ourselves, and I think the problem is we frame it in a negative sense. Nobody likes to be told what they can't do, right? That makes us want to do it even more. So I think part of it is just rethinking how you self-talk when it comes to your goals and what you want to do and how you want to, what you want to make out of the new year.
Veronica, one of the things that I've heard a lot of experts say, and you correct me if I'm wrong, should we ever say that we are on a diet? Because some people say that whenever you use the word diet, you're kind of doomed to failure. In your expertise and in your line of work, should we use that word diet?
No, unless we use it in the sense of, a lifestyle, like an everyday diet or my diet, the way that I eat, not diet in the sense that we're restricting ourselves. I always tell people to find the healthy foods that they love so that they don't feel deprived, whether that's guacamole or, butternut squash risotto, something that is a real whole food, but you can make it with ingredients that are healthy and, you still feel like you're indulging. I also tell people for the new year, instead of talking about what I'm not going to do or what I'm going to do less of, I'm not going to eat this, or I'm not going to drink so much, or I'm not going to do these things. That's all framed in a kind of a negative sense, and then we get tired of all the deprivation. I tell people to think about what you want to do more of next year. So what are the things that you love that also positively contribute to your life? And what do you want to do more of? So, do you want to cook more at home? Do you want to sleep more? Do you want to do the things you love more, or step outside your box more? Framing it as kind of an opportunity and doing more of the things that you love helps you meet that goal.
And Veronica, let's talk about that for a second, especially the goal of eating at home. We know whenever we go out to eat, fast food, even restaurants, there's a lot of things in there that we don't know that's in there that's not good for us. And the goal of eating at home sometimes can be just the kickoff that we need, because we know the ingredients that we put into it, and that kind of puts us in a great position to succeed when it comes to our lifestyle change.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, cooking at home can be intimidating to some people, and they think, I've got to have all these ingredients and I've got to have all this time. But with just a little bit of effort, you can have like 4 or 5 great recipes in your repertoire that you become super proficient at, that you can just whip out really quickly, and you'll save so much time and money. You'll gain confidence. I always say look at cooking as like a creative outlet. Put on some music, pour a little wine. This is your time to just unwind and use a different part of your brain, your creative brain, and it's almost like therapeutic after a day of working and thinking and using a whole different side of your brain. So cooking. I think cooking can be just a really cool and a great way to unwind at the end of the day.
See, Veronica, you had me at wine, so you had me there. And when it comes to like cooking and the intimidation that you spoke about, I think we have become a society where we have become lazy when it comes to our health and fitness, because we'll spend a lot of energy with trying to make a living, hobbies, and so forth. But when it comes to things that make us healthy, that's when we use excuses. Oh, I just don't have enough time. Oh, I don't have enough money. But then you sit around with Air Jordans on, or you sit around with every Xbox game, and realistically, we do have the money, but we have to prioritize, Veronica. And why is our mindset programmed to that? Have commercialism and have the media of commercials kind of conditioned us over the years to be kind of wimps when it comes to our health and fitness?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this country has made it really easy to eat, very decadent food all the time with no preparation. I think if you just keep the mindset of, your health is your greatest gift and your greatest asset, you'll be able to enjoy life so much more if you're healthy and you feel good. So if you keep that in mind, I think that it helps with prioritizing, creating some simple, easy solutions to cooking at home.
And Veronica, one thing I like about speaking with you is that you not only talk to talk, but you walk to walk as well. I've known you for several years now, and you look the same. You have not aged a bit. You are a testament to what can happen when you take care of yourself, take care of your body, love yourself, and take care of your family. And I think you are one of the rare ones out there who have that freeness of speech to talk about it. I know I talk about it a lot. I know a lot of things what to do, but I don't walk the walk. So that's why I like to have you on, because you are living testimony to the fact of what can happen when you eat good, feel good, and take care of yourself. And Veronica, thank you so much for sharing some of those great tips with us. Now, let's talk about also what we can do when it comes to snack-wise. We have become the snack eaters. I watch a show, and maybe you've seen it too, on I think it's TLC, my 600-pound life, I think, or something like that, with Dr. Nazardin. He's on there. And when I watch that show, I see things that we see everywhere. Everybody snacks a lot, and one thing difference between a food addiction than a drug addiction. We don't have to take drugs, but we have to eat every day. So how can we condition our mindset when it comes to the snacks out there that we need to eat? Because, I speak from my own experience. I'm like, sometimes when it's too hard, I'm like, forget it. I'm going to get that deep dish pizza. I'm going to go get that rum and have that and just forget about it. But how can we condition ourselves to when it comes to the snack ways?
Yeah, I mean, I think we are a nation of snackers, and I think that that's okay. I mean, snacking used to be thought of as kind of a bad thing, and if you're snacking in between meals, it's bad. But let's be realistic. We all have time constraints, and we all need convenient snacks throughout the day. I don't, with 3 kids, I don't think I could go my day without great snacks. So you just have to look at snacks as you look at food. Your meals, the more you can stay close to real whole ingredients and find snacks that you love and that your kids love, that you feel good about, that are going to enrich your body and therefore enrich your life, instead of junk food. And really, it's when you talk about addicting snacks, it's really those snacks that have the highly processed sugars and syrups, and the trans fats and all of those added ingredients that are addictive to our bodies, because our bodies just want more and more. They create snacks to make us want to eat more. But if you stay closer to whole real food, your body will get nourished and will tell you, okay, I'm full. You can stop eating now. And so it becomes much easier to listen to your body and listen to your body cues when you eat actual real food. And there's enough great, whole, wonderful food out there to make good snacking choices.
Absolutely, and I'm gonna sing your praises for a moment and talk about your snacks that you have with the Pure line. I tell you, those snacks right there have saved me a plethora of times, when I'm out covering different events and when I'm looking over there, looking at that sweet roll over there, and I'm like, no, Veronica gave me some Pure bars to snack on, so I'm going to snack. And one thing about it, you feel better, you feel more energized, because when the whole snacks that you're talking about, it fuels you. And when you eat stuff that's a lot of processed food, and talk about the dangers, Veronica, of the processed foods out there that we see, because a lot of people, they don't. My mom used to have a saying, fat meat is greasy. She used to say that. She used to say it another way, but I didn't know she was talking about until I got older, and I understood it, meaning that when something is something, it is that. Believe it. Believe what it is. Don't try to trick it. Too much refined things can damage your bodies, and I don't think we believe that, Veronica. And when we look at the science of it, these things can definitely have an effect on our bodies.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the problem is it's more of a long-term effect. So when we eat, the candy and the processed food and the junk food, especially if we're young, right, we don't see the detrimental effects right away. But what you are doing is you're creating a need, almost like you are fueling an addiction for that food that tastes a certain way, that's made with these processed ingredients. And I mean, I think more and more as we do more research into ingredients and, the synthetic chemicals that we put into our food, we are learning more about how dangerous they can be for our bodies and, even lead to disease in a lot of cases. So I think people will become more and more aware of that as time goes on. But I think, even now we have enough knowledge to know that, like my grandma used to say, even eat food as close to its natural state as possible. And then you won't have to worry. And if you find foods like that you love, then you don't even think about it anymore.
That is so true. And that's why I always invite Veronica back, here on the Tech Zone, because, she has great information, great insight, and she uses technology to inform people out there of what's good out there. Her book is amazing. I got an autographed copy of it. Yes, I do. And not only her book, but also her newsletter, too. And Veronica, talk about that newsletter and how ones can sign up for it and keep track of what's going on and some of the great advice that you give out there?
Yeah, our newsletter section on our website, if you go to pureorganic.com, I write a newsletter every couple of weeks and just put great recipes that work well for me and tips that I've learned along the way, for just a healthier lifestyle and how to kind of model that to your family when you live a really busy lifestyle. So, if you go to pureorganic.com and click on the newsletter page, there's a sign up right there. It'll come right to your email every couple of weeks.
And they're also on all the social media platforms out there, and that's why Veronica uses technology to keep in contact with her customers, her followers, and it's super cool. Veronica, before we let you go, let's give all the information out one more time. Anything else you'd like to articulate to the audience out there that we didn't have a chance to discuss yet?
Well, great. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, also on the newsletter, we always have promotions. So if you're thinking about trying some healthier snack foods, sign up for the newsletter and take advantage of the promotions. So our website is pureorganic.com. We do snack bars and fruit snacks for kids. Everything's organic, gluten-free, non-GMO, and vegan. Our Facebook is facebook.com/thepurebar. And our Twitter handle is twitter.com/thepurebar, @thepurebar. And Pure Bar Veronica's Instagram. So you can find us on all of those social media sites and learn more about the company and the brand and what we do.
Veronica is someone you definitely want to contact, tweet, do whatever you can, because she does answer. She's very interactive out there with the audience and everything. So, Veronica, as always, my dear, it's great catching up with you. We look forward to catching up with you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's great talking to you as well.
Always,
Anytime.
my dear. So you take care of yourself out in the beautiful state of Michigan out there with the great weather that you guys are having, to keep warm, okay?
Okay, I will.